here sitting with King Bungane III, going through the rites of marriage. Just before we left, so what do you think is a problem with this issue of our modern girls and boys engaging each other?
It is a sin, because this young girl that you have penetrated without the permission of the gods, without the permission of the parents, because this child, before she is born, the parents will be told by the seers to say, this is the child who came on earth for a certain reason. You deceive this young child, and then you tell her lies, then you engage with her sexually, then you come with a ring. Don't you see that you have already committed a sin? Don't you see that you have already sinned against God?
You violated.
You violated, because you penetrated without the permission of the gods and of the parents. So that is the sin that you've carried the rest of your life. That's why anything that you'll do, because after penetrating this young girl, you lie about that ring. After that, you go and look for another one who's more caviar than the other one. What happens to that? You say, no, I don't want this one. I want the other one. Now you have left a sin behind. You have left another biggest sin of a child in that umbilical cord of that woman. Then you look for another greener pastures. Don't you think that your life is going to be a mess? You are a sinner.
Uyaona.
Yes. That's we said we are people who do not dwell into sin.
Okay. Take me through, maybe we would do another program on the rites of passage.
Right.
But let's just take a small little leap.
Yes.
Now the boy is 7 years old.
Absolutely.
Or 8 years old. As they are growing up,
Yes.
what are some of the basic key things that would happen on the baby girl and on the baby boy to prepare them for the marriage that was pending?
The young boy, I'll start from the side of the boy. The boy becomes now the custody of the father. The father then teaches the boy the traditions, the culture, things, how they are done in the family. Same applies on the other side. They groom both on different sides to become what they are supposed to become in future. Today, that does not happen. Our children, they grow up, they think they have amadlozi, they think they are old enough to marry without even understanding their culture and traditions. When you ask a young boy at this age today, what is your surname? He would say, I am for an example, you can just choose any surname. Ngubeni. Then you ask him, Zitini Tagazelo, what are the praises of Ngubeni? He does not know. He will tell you, no, I don't know. Then it simply means that boy was not trained. Same applies on the other side. You understand? Now these are traditions, cultures, customs that are being taught to this on both sides, so that when they come together at a certain age, when he reaches pubation, to go for an initiation boy,
rise of passage.
absolutely. The same applies on the other side of the girl. They are now both told by the parents, you should not be surprised. Remember, when they were young, they will make them to play together so that they get used to each other.
Without telling them.
Without telling them.
Yeah.
When they reach a certain age, they are now told to say, do not be surprised. This is going to be your wife.
So now the wife is
The
introduced.
boy has been prepared. The boy will never argue, because he knows that the choice of the parents is the choice of the gods.
And it comes to the history.
Absolutely.
It comes to the history. You are not just saying this is your wife or this is your husband, but
Because they know why.
years of research.
Absolutely, years of research. Then when that boy is now ready to be accepting this woman as a wife, then they move to they leap to another stage. That stage is the stage that we would refer in South Africa or in Southern Africa as amalobolo, to pay a dowry. But what is meant by lobola?
Take us through.
Lobola, if you break
Maybe
it,
before we go to Lobola,
yes.
Yes. I don't want us to miss this juicy part
Yes.
of the dating part
Yes.
or the courtship.
Yes.
Because I think many of our young people right now
Yes.
are caught up in the dating. What in the olden days?
no, never dated.
How did this used to happen?
As I said, this child would be there, the child would be other side. They'll just play together. But there's no dating, there's no... Why they want them to? So that they get used to each other. But they don't tell them that this is your wife or this is your husband. At a certain age, because they know each other, it will be easy when the announcement is made. She will say, or he would say, oh, okay, because I am closer to her. Then it moves. The dating issue never worked.
So it would even happen in some certain instances. Will it happen in some certain instances that both families would actually allow their child to visit the other family and visit the other families at a neutral level as a visitor, rather without necessarily getting?
Some now try it now, but I'm talking about the ancient time.
Yeah.
Now they try to say, I want you to get used to Kamukhelo. Because the other side, they saw a potential at this side, so that this Kamukhelo get used to this particular family, so that they build a friendship. But in the ancient days, in the ancient days, it will be prepared in that particular manner.
We just meet on festivals.
No,
and,
that's wrong.
I'm saying we would just meet, the kids would just meet on community environments and nothing personal.
Absolutely.
Take us through Malobolo.
Malobolo, Bayete. Then remember, this is the child that when that process, let me talk about the process of Lobola first, the dowry. What it is meant by dowry, it means the following. The family will then come back to that particular family and say, as we came to ask for permission to marry your daughter, we are now here, we are now ready to deliver what we have said we would deliver. And our commitment, it is now going to be shown today. Then the family will then tell them, this is the procedure of our traditions this side. We would want a cow that is for the grandmother, a cow for the grandfather, a mother, father, whatever, uncle. They will tell you according to their tradition. Out of that, then there will be then a one cow that is very important.
Tell us that one.
And that is the cow that is going to make this young girl to move out of that particular surname, that particular family.
Into the other family.
Into the other family.
But before we go there, just take me through traditionally.
Yes.
How many cows, literally?
Thank you. That's a very good
How
one.
many cows? I know we'll be moving over to naming the child.
The
but
truth of the cows.
Can you just name them for us?
Yeah.
So at least the modern children, and by the way, you have become a warehouse of information. There are many parents out there who are sitting right now on Sundays deciding on a malobolo, and they just sit around and scratch their faces and say, okay, Mtana wetu has been to university, we have spent so much money, and we want 50,000, we want 60,000. What is the basis? What is the basis of lobola? What can you name the kettle for us?
The base, remember, this is the child that we are marrying. And this child, she belongs to the gods. It's not 50,000. She belongs to the gods. And we would know that who was the guardian of this particular child. It's not the mother only, but it's the grandmother.
The grandmother. So the first most important cow there is for the grandmother. Ukoko. So there's on the lobola, one of the most important.
Because why? Remember, the child where this young girl is growing up, it is not her family house. It belongs to Indlu Yabomkulu. It is a house of the forefathers.
Yabokoko.
Yabokoko Nabomkulu. That's why then the second one will come from Umkulu.
And the next one. So the first cow you pay is the one for your grandma, for the grandmother.
The first one.
You are taking the child away from
It depends with families, but in terms of tradition, but that is the tradition that we are talking about.
So the second one is Ngekamkhulu.
Ngekamkhulu.
Okay.
And then it could be another one that ukugeza umphimbo kunikeza
umama
omkhulisile kuthiwa enye eyala ekhaya eyakababa ukuthi sibonga ngendlela enimphathe ngayo lengane namenza abo ulo muntu oba uye.
Okay, I think we've got the first four there.
Yeah,
then we are hearing from
the last one. This is the one that is going to be used to transcend this girl, to remove her from this particular surname to the other surname where she is heading to. Yes.
So there are five for a start. Let me just give you, for those of you who are taking notes, the first cow that is brought, and does it matter in male or female?
Angithi bayinika kagogo yabayayazi ukuthi injani
It's okay.
bayayazi akamkhulu injani kanjalo.
Okay. So we have the grandmother must have her cow. Then Mkulu must have his ox, or if it's a cow, it's still fine. Umama must have her cow. Then Ubaba also must have his cow. And then there's one that is very important, the one that will be used to transfer her surname. Take us through that ceremony.
Now, these cows, remember, let's go back again. These cows are crucial because they are thanking the way the child was raised, the way she was groomed. And we say thanks to the forefathers of this house.
I want you to help the young people out there who think that when you are paying dowry, you are buying.
No, you are not buying. You are thanking the forefathers to have brought this, because the child is not only born by accident. The child is born by the consultation of the gods. It's the gods who decides to say, how is this child who's going to be born? It can be he, can be she. I'll tell you of a practical example.
Right.
I have a daughter. Her name is Somhlolokazi. When I was in Abidjan, I was told that you are going to have a child. This old man was talking to me. Do not be surprised about the color of hair. This is going to be a young girl. Her name is supposed to be Somhlolokazi. I am coming back on earth to come and finish what I did not finish in the past. Please do the following rituals for me. My name is Somhlolokazi. Now, that simply means every child, he or she is commanded by the forefathers. The forefathers knew why they brought her or him on the earth. Thus I said, you decide to come and bring a ring from nowhere. You then enter the space that is sacred without the permission of the forefathers. Because by giving these cows, you are saying to those forefathers, we are now seeking permission
By it.
to take this child to be part of our family
By it.
on the other side. It's not paying, but it's seeking permission from the forefathers to say, we are committing, and by committing, we are saying, with this little token, we are then asking this child to be our side. This is what we called amalobolo.
So amalobolo is literally families marrying each other.
Absolutely.
It's not. I can hear from the conversation so far, in as much as the object of conversation are the two that are getting married.
Absolutely,
But there's
because
much more happening.
absolutely, because what happens there, if I am Mkhize, I have married in the family of Bengu, the children that are going to be coming, they will know that no one must marry again from the Bengus, because it's one family.
We are now one family.
We are one family. In the family that they have not married, they know that they do not play in the space of the Bengus, because the Bengus are our family.
We are already part of one
We are
family.
already part of one another. That's why it's very important that we are building. I'm trying to agree with you to say we are now building relationships. These are surnames coming together as one.
The cementing of families.
Absolutely. That's
Wow.
what it is.
And I hope our young people can learn out there that if you can get your mothers-in-law and your fathers-in-laws agreeing before even the marriage, I think half of the battles that men of our young people are fighting right now between mothers-in-laws and daughters-in-law would be solved long time ago, because your mother-in-law is the one who selected you.
Absolutely.
Before you even came into the space.
Yes.
And I think that's something very, very fundamental
Yes.
that you are raising right there. Take us through the ceremony
Yes.
of the young girl. Now, from the time now the parents have come to pay or to submit
Yes.
or to cement their commitment with Lobola.
Yes.
And the 5 cattle have been put forward.
Yes.
The 4 are going to remain in the family.
Yes.
But this particular one
Yes.
that is going to be used for the transfer and the cleansing and the rebirth and the reborn and the death. Take that whole ceremony there. Did you take your time? Take your time.
Now, this young girl, the family now knows that she now belongs to the other surname. What they do, they take this cattle into the kraal. Why the kraal? In the ancient days, we used to bury in the kraal. Not the way we are burying today, where you find somebody sleeping in the coffin and then you say you have buried somebody. In the ancient days, what they used to do, they would go and dig into the kraal a structure that is similar to a chair. And they will cover the father of that particular house or home with a cattle skin and give him the stick and give him the spear to say, from today you are going to sit here and take care of your homestead. You are not going to sleep, but you are going to be protecting your homestead from the witches, from the wrong people who are entering this place.
From the kraal.
From the kraal. And then what they do, they extend the kraal. Then after they've done that, they then close that particular grave in a particular manner, and then they extend, then they put back the cattle into the kraal, and then the cattle will then level the sand. So that's why a child, whenever things are being done traditionally, they go to the kraal, because in the kraal there are those forefathers who are there in that kraal.
Wow.
Who are being buried in that.
Something very interesting is happening while you are talking.
Yes.
So it means that the burial site of the ancient fathers is in the kraal.
Is in the kraal.
And the cattle stay in the kraal.
kraal.
Now, when you pay dowry, you pay dowry from the kraal.
Yes.
So basically, cattle are spiritual.
Are spiritual, because remember the other side, where the girl comes
they
from.
Also have their own kraal there.
Where the boy comes from also. Because they took the cattle from the kraal and they gave it to the other family. The other family would put them where? Into the kraal and say to the forefathers of that particular kraal, this is what they have done today.
So it's bringing kraals together.
Absolutely. This is what they have done. The family of Pungani, they came to us to commit with this particular cattle. Then they state them, and then they say these are the cattle that they've committed, and then they are put into the kraal.
Something very exciting is happening in my mind. No wonder we want to smile like a Pungani. We are busy conversing here how the boy and girl are going to start making children, but in my mind I'm actually looking at it from the wealth base.
Absolutely.
That you have taken your cattle to the other kraal.
Yes.
The cattle are also going to start breeding.
Yes.
And the growing wealth on the other side.
And be blessed.
And the mixing of the spirits, the joining of the homes becomes a basis. The spiritual wealth in the kraal manifests itself in the fruitfulness within the wow.
So that cattle that you asked me about, that one cow, what they do, they go to their cattle, the site of the girl, and say, as you know, that the Bengus were here.
Yes.
The Bengus, yes, they've delivered what they have said when the young girl at the tender age was growing. They came to us for their hand in marriage. Indeed, today they've fulfilled.
As engagement is corner, so
this is what they have brought now. They are talking to the kraal now, to the forefathers in the kraal. Now, we are planning a day where we will now be releasing this young girl to go
from this
kraal to the other family of the Punganis.
I don't want us to lose the concept of the kraal.
Yes.
Stay on that path, because I think there's some nice gold that is there. Because this ceremony you're talking about of this one cow
is done in that kraal,
done in the kraal
on the side of the woman.
Yes, because I want us now to move from here, from this kraal. Where are we moving to? To the other home.
Yeah, to the other home. But now what they do?
Let's do the ceremony first here.
Yeah. Now from the side of the woman.
Yes.
They then inform those from the side of the male, of the boy, to say, in this particular day, we then agree to say, we will bring the young girl to your side.
Yes.
Then what they do in that, they then slaughter that cow.
Here, at their mother's house.
Yeah, the young girl's side. And then the uncles, together with the family that side, they then talk to the ancestors who are in that kraal to say, from today, we are now removing the surname of the bangus from this young child, she is now going to assume a new identity and a new surname.
Wow. Itwani lenkonzo. What is the name of this ceremony?
Ngesintu kuthiwa uyabulawa lo mntwana.
So a girl
This
must
girl.
be killed.
Absolutely. That's why bathi amalobola.
Bola, rot.
Yes. She then rot into what
Dead,
she was. Then she's
killed.
then risen anew.
In the new home.
In the new-
This is some heavy things here. Some heavy things right there. So a girl must actually firstly die
Absolutely.
in her father's
Spiritually.
house. Yes, I'm with you.
Yes.
In her father's house.
Yes.
What is her relationship now with his father after she has left?
She's totally detached from, because they have to deliver her to the side of the boy.
Take me through.
They then go early in the morning. They then stand outside and start shouting, Nina Wakapungani.
Ibambe lapha Pungani. We'll be back right after the break. Nina awakapungani. The girl has died in her father's house. We're now transporting her to the new space where she must start her new life. We'll be back right after the break as we are unearthing, unpacking ancient traditions in terms of marriage here on your program, Sankofa. We'll be right back. Ow.